This is Jhammaster J. The day is 6:18, and the time is 10:48 p.m. Father's Day, June 18th, 2014. Happy Father's Day. Go out to all the father. You know, obviously my father is no longer here with us. Rest in peace. Um, you know, and I shout out to all the fathers. One of my friends is a father this year. Shout out to him. My uncle's a father, but he's not a man, so I'm not giving him those respects. But we're not here to talk about Father's Day. We are here to talk about Money in the Bank. The WWE Money in the Bank. I just watched the WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and we're in the books. So far, I'll have to say I was amazed. Until the end, but I was amazed. I was definitely amazed. I felt like WWE, after at least SmackDown and Raw are in competition. I felt like Raw saw what happened with Backlash, and they saw Extreme Rules, had to step their game up, because y'all know Backlash, that was probably my least favorite pay-per-view. Yeah, it was in Chicago. 2 matches stood out, but the way they just had those matches end was just retarded. And Jinder Mahal winning the championship, I was mad. Why? Because I felt the reasons were stupid, and how they did it was stupid. But Backlash is over. We have to move on, and we have to move on to this pay-per-view, Money in the Bank. So, without further ado, let's start. The show kicked off with the Hype Bros going over against Primo and Epico, the Colognes, whatever you want, Shining Stars, whatever you want to call them. Fucking Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley went over them. It's a little bit of a shame how Mojo Rawley got demoted, not to a tag team, but a kickoff show, after he done won the Andre the Giant, trophy. But whatever. But the match itself was actually pretty good. They worked pretty well. Mojo Rawley definitely does have something, which is why he won the trophy. But they got to book him for something, because it's just, I guess, because he's with Zack Ryder, and WWE just hates the fact that Zack Ryder can get over on his own. I don't care what any podcast guy says. I know Don Tony and Kevin Castle got their thing on him, and I know Wrestling Soup has their thing on Zack Ryder, but one thing we have to say is Zack Ryder can get over on his own. I don't care what nobody tells me. Zack Ryder can get over on his own. He finds a way to get over, but WWE buries it because it's not on their terms, and 2, they hate being proven wrong, because Zack Ryder is a star in his eyes, but not in WWE's eyes, and he proved to the fans that he is a star in his eyes. And the fans like it, but WWE hates that. So they try any and everything they can to bury this guy. But luckily, Zack Ryder improved his physique. It even got to a point where he almost got fired. You want to talk about a true story. A guy who knows how to fight adversity. Same with Miz. I guess SmackDown was the best thing to ever happen to Zack Ryder going to SmackDown, because, it seems like, even though Vince is still in charge, because I feel like Vince does things that we don't like, one thing we can say is Vince mainly has a lot of influence on Monday Night Raw, but definitely SmackDown's got some influence there, because, obviously Raw wants to pick up guys like Miz and fucking Bray Wyatt, but they're so good on the SmackDown brand, you know what I mean? So I got facing the Hype Bros. Zack Ryder rehabilitated and looked good. So Zack Ryder all the way, Mojo Rawley all the way. Let the Hype Bros get over. I'm behind this tag team. I'm definitely behind this tag team. Definitely marketable. You want to talk about branding? Brand them. They seem like a team that could be branded, that could sell merch and all this. But hey, I'm not a WWE creative member, not on the writing team, so they're not gonna listen to me. So why not? But I'm saying that team could go somewhere. Now we open the show off with the first ever Money in the Bank women's ladder match. A match that I thought was obviously amazing. Charlotte was the star of the match as usual. Shows every fan in St. Louis, Missouri why she is a Flair. And that is through that match. And she's a late bloomer. What, 30? I mean, oh my goodness gracious. I know a thing or two about being late bloomers. So, hats off to Charlotte Flair. She is a wonderful asset to the SmackDown brand. Of course, she didn't win, and that's fine. But she did steal the match. Now, the person I wanted to win won. And that was Carmella. Now, one thing I hate, heels I'm okay with, but I hate heels that the fans are behind because it just ruins the flow of a good storyline. And I just feel like I can't really get behind someone that does heelish things and fans like, I like it, this good guy sucks. But Carmella is an exception. I like Carmella, and I love her with James Ellsworth. I think the best thing for Carmella, the Princess of Staten Island, is James Ellsworth. And one thing I can say about James Ellsworth is this. This guy has it. This guy is a passionate... This is what happens when you let a guy who is passionate about wrestling, who is a wrestling fan, in the storyline. Fine, he's not a bumper or professional guy or whatever the case is. But he just... For some strange reason, the internet, whatever, they're just behind this guy, burying AJ Styles, and just so many funny moments. Like James, he's good as a sympathetic babyface and an annoying heel. Like, I mean, he's so annoying, it's smooth, where I don't hate it. Like, I enjoy it. So I enjoy James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth's interfering in a match. I said to myself, are they really going to let... And next thing you know, he climbs the ladder. I'm like, wow. He gets the briefcase. Obviously, they don't completely Harvey Wimpleman it. But, he gets the briefcase and he gives it to Carmella. And now Carmella is the first ever female Money in the Bank briefcase holder. And that's awesome. Miss Money in the Bank. That match... Great way to open up the pay-per-view. I'm with it. The next match, we have The New Day versus the Usos. Trust me, when it comes to being an Uso fan, I was on my day one-ish, back when these people were jobbers, when these two guys were jobbers. The only negative thing I'm going to say right off the bat, I hated the count-out victory because it took away from the match. They should have just let the Usos get over and made me feel disappointed, or they should have had New Day win the championship. Either way, the count-out victory I felt ruined a good match. Now to the good match. I'm glad New Day is in SmackDown. I am so glad the New Day guys are on SmackDown instead of jobbing out to freaking Arrival. I think it's stupid. Let Cass and Enzo do that shit. They're going to split them up anyway. Don't hurt the New Day. They're so good as a team. Let them stay. And I'm glad they did. They looked so good in that match. Those two guys were amazing in that match. Obviously... New Day's no stranger to Black Twitter and Black Instagram when it comes to social media. In the middle of the match, you have Xavier Woods playing mask off with Francesca, and I'm saying to myself, wow. Wow. You know what I mean? But, and anyone who doesn't know what Francesca is, I believe it's a trombone that he used. brass instrument. But yeah, he played Mask Off, and but the match itself was so good, to the point where some of the moves that were executed sloppily, but in a good way. Now, I love when you have a great match that has the crowd all in it, and you perform a move perfectly and it looks good. But I like it even more when the move is performed sloppily, but it still looked good. Now, if it's performed complete botch, then, you know. But if it's performed sloppy, but it still looks good, it just means you worked really hard in this match. And that's what these 5 gentlemen did in this match. They just worked their ass off. The botch to the big ending that Big E did was, you know, I didn't like that, but I remember Kofi, because he's been here so long, botched the move, and yet turned it into another move, which was good. Recovery move. I liked it. The match was wonderful. These two were tired. They sold the match amazing. Match of the night. In my opinion, match of the freaking night. My match of the night. I just did not like the count out they did. Same thing they did with Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, except this one I actually enjoyed as opposed to the last one, because it's a Kevin Owens match. Moving on up to the east side, we have, and I might be out of order here, so forgive me. We have Lana versus Naomi. I wouldn't have mind because I liked Lana, but if she would have won, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But this goes, and this would have totally gone against what I said in my last video, my Backlash review, where, you know, I don't like when people hot shot fucking titles, and what they did with Alexa Bliss, and they ruined Bayley's push. But I like Lana, so I would have given it a slight exception. But thank God they did not do that. I'm glad they didn't do that. They shouldn't do that. And for a second there, I thought Carmella was going to Seth Rollins the match and cash in during, but instead they trolled the fans, which was even better. I like that. I was even thinking, okay, maybe if Naomi wins, Lana might attack Naomi, whatever the case was. But luckily, none of that happened, and it was good. So far, this pay-per-view was good. I like Naomi. I'm glad Naomi's a queen. I'm with her being champion for a while. Let her hold it. Don't let her be complete lost with it. She's been champion, I believe, since WrestleMania. She took it from Alexa. So she's been champion for quite some time. I'm with it. So, and if Carmella cashes in, it's whatever. I'm behind Carmella. I like Naomi. So it is what it is. Just anyone but fucking Natty Neidhart. I don't want Natty Neidhart winning. I'm sorry. I don't want Natty Neidhart to. I wish Natalya can just fucking get out the fucking business as a whole. One thing Tyson Kidd did was expose her for the annoying woman that she is. Get her out the company. Get her off WWE television. We'll all not miss her. Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. Well, to be honest with you, I was too busy listening to a lot of game music, a lot of music from the game, the rapper, to really give a shit. So I don't give a shit. They tried, but I just knew the minute they had Sergeant Slaughter and Bob Orton and all these legends here in St. Louis, Missouri, I knew right then and there Randy Orton's not winning, and they're doing that hometown crap that they did on Bayley, and I'm not with it. So I knew I wasn't gonna get behind it, and I had other shit to worry about. And sure enough, that's what happened. Yeah, Singh Brothers, blah blah blah. Jinder Mahal did his cheap pin, whatever. Jinder Mahal still champion. We're waiting for July 4th so Cena can have his match with Jinder Mahal, and we can be done with our lives. Moving on. But the match had a lot of good crowds in it. The crowd was into that match. It's Randy Orton's hometown. Why not? But either way, didn't care for that match because I knew Jinder Mahal would win. I don't give Jinder Mahal any attention at all because I felt like his push was too rushed. And I'm not giving him any attention. So I did other shit, didn't pay attention to his match. Now, moving on to more important things. We had Ascension versus Breezango. That's a match I had promised for, you know what I mean? Because I want those two guys to do good. Vince McMahon fucked up Tyler Breeze's character because he wanted him to get over in 2 weeks, knowing damn well that shit's not happening. And the Ascension, I guess, they didn't give him too much faith. But then again, the fans didn't like. I think everyone agreed they didn't like him, but I liked him, so I want to see him do good. But for some strange reason, they didn't draw me. I'm sorry, they didn't get my attention. Seemed like a good match. It's not their fault. I just chose not. I'm sorry. I'm a bad wrestling reviewer, but I do these videos for fun. I don't do these videos to be a wrestling journalist. So either way, didn't pay attention. Not gonna shit on the match, but I'm not gonna praise it. I just didn't give it attention. So we're just gonna move on. Money in the Bank. We have Money in the Bank match, the main event, which is Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and that's it. Baron Corbin won the match, closes the show. I had a feeling they were going to do that. I had a feeling they were going to have a heel win the match because, in my honest opinion, they do that because they fucking put Jinder Mahal in the middle of the pay-per-view. And I knew if they put a heel in the middle of the pay-per-view, the heel who wins is not going to cash in. They'll be of your face, but trust me, that shit's not happening. Or vice versa. But usually if a heel's in the middle of the pay-per-view match, then we know good and damn well that shit just wasn't going to happen. That shit just wasn't going to fly. They disappointed me with Baron Corbin's win. I'm not mad at Baron Corbin for winning. I like Baron Corbin. I felt like they should have just pushed him down the line somewhere. I felt like either AJ Styles or Nakamura should have won because, in my opinion, it would have just built them up. Because I hear rumors that both of those two will have a WrestleMania match. Let it be for a title. If they can't have a main event match, which I know damn well they're not, because they're so invested in Roman Reigns, they should have at least had a title match. Fans will be more invested into it. I'm saying. But that's when you know Vince McMahon is still pulling the strings back there because of that. But either way, Sami Zayn worked his ass off in that match. And they gave Sami a lot. And I'm glad they did. Made Sami look good. And they tried to make Sami look good. They tried to make Sami look real good. I mean, they made Kevin Owens look like a bitch. And that's why I love this pay-per-view so much. Because I hate Kevin Owens. So, yes, wrestling fans, I said it. But y'all should have known this. But yeah, they made Kevin Owens look like a complete bitch in that match. He didn't bitch no one out completely. Like, Kevin Owens looked like a bumping monster, and I enjoyed every minute of it. To the point where I'm mad at myself because I felt bad. And I shouldn't be feeling bad. Because I don't like Kevin Owens. But either way, yeah, Kevin Owens didn't really do too much. He did some stuff, did his bragging. But Sami Zayn made Kevin Owens look like a fucking bitch. Humorous. AJ Styles, too. But yeah, they gave Sami Zayn so much in that match. They gave him so much. Until they played Shinsuke Nakamura's music. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura came out in the beginning of the match, but Baron Corbin came out and, took him backstage and then did the thing where Shinsuke's coming back after injury because this match is important to him, blah, blah, blah. Shinsuke Nakamura stole the match from Sami Zayn. He stole the match from Sami Zayn. What can you say? And the fact that AJ and Shinsuke Nakamura, the crowd's behind both of them going at it. The crowd loves it. They're fighting for the ladder. And you have Baron Corbin come in and fuck it up for all of us. Vince, how do you not see that these two are what the fans want to see? Let Shinsuke win the damn briefcase, for God's sakes. Have the long title run and fucking take over. But no! Not good enough for us, I guess. Either way, it's whatever. I still enjoyed the match, though. And I'm glad for Baron Corbin. Yeah, I didn't like that, but that doesn't mean I don't want Baron Corbin to win. I'm glad he won. They didn't fucking hotshot it to him, so more power to, congrats to Baron Corbin. They're going to push him. They got high hopes of him. I'm with it. I'm behind him. The marks don't like him, so I'm with Baron Corbin. So, hey, why not? You know what I mean? No use crying over spilled milk. What happened happened. You can cry about it later, but either way, I'm satisfied with this pay-per-view at least 95%. So, yeah, this pay-per-view was so much better than Extreme Rules. I'll say that. Just by the crowd. So definitely, this is something I love to do. So, with that being said, I enjoyed Money in the Bank a lot more than I thought I would. I didn't really have too much hopes for it, and I was wrong, and I'm glad. This is Jhammaster J, signing out with a crotch grab. Peace.